Alcatraz, the rock in the frigid waters of San Francisco Bay, once considered the most secure prison in the world. Inescapable, unforgiving, and feared. But on one fateful night in 1962, three men disappeared into the shadows, leaving behind a mystery that still haunts the American justice system to this day. This is the story of Impossible Prison Break. Alcatraz Federal Penitentiary was more than just a prison. It was a statement built to house America's most dangerous criminals. The unbreakable, the uncontrollable, the ones too wild for regular prisons, surrounded by icy water, brutal currents, and patrolled constantly by armed guards. Escape was considered a death sentence. Even the idea of trying was mocked. No successful escape had ever been recorded, but history has shown us even the most solid walls have cracks. Fran Lee Morris, a seasoned criminal with a high IQ, quite observant and dangerously intelligent, sentenced for bank robbery. He was transferred to Alcatraz after several escape attempts from other prisons. Emmett and Clarence Ingalls Emmett 1485, John England, brothers bank robbers and seasoned inmates born in Georgia, raised in Florida. They were known for being inseparable even in crime. And then there was Ellen West, the fourth member of the plan, a car thief and a convict who would later regret his timing. Together, these four men would attempt unthinkable escape from Alcatraz. It began with a spoon. The men discovered the air vents at the back of the cells were weak. The concrete was old, ending from sea salt. Working slowly, they began digging around the vents with spoons, metal clips, and tools made from vacuum cleaner parts stolen from the prison workshop. For over 6 months, every night after lights out, they chipped away silently, hiding the noise with music and the holes with cardboard and paint. They created false vent covers to disguise the damage. Behind the cell's walls was an unguarded utility corridor, a hidden path to freedom, and above the cell block, an empty attic space where they secretly assembled their escape tools. They built life preservers and a makeshift raft out of over 50 raincoats, stitched and sealed using steam pipes to build rubber. Ingenious, risky, desperate. But perhaps the most clever trick of all was what they left behind: decoys, dummy heads made of plasters, toilet papers, and real hair collected from the barber shops. At night, they played them on their pillows from a distance. The guards saw nothing unusual. The date was just 11 June 11, 1962. After months of meticulous preparation, the night had come. Fran Morris, John England, and Clarence England crawled through the holes they had dug in their cells and entered the utility corridor. One by one, they climbed to the top of the cell block, broke into the roof, and made their way across the prison grounds in the cover of darkness. They carried their gear, raft, life jackets, paddles, and descended down a drain pipe on the far side of the building. Reaching the shorelines, they launched their raft into the cold black waters of the San Francisco Bay. Meanwhile, Ellen West, the fourth conspirator, could remove his vent cover in time. He was stuck by the time he freed himself. It was too late. His partner were gone. The next morning, prison guards discovered something strange. Inmates unresponsive during morning roll call. They found the dummy heads disturbingly realistic when they tapped them. Their roll off the beds. Panic erupted. Sirens wailed. A full lockdown began. Helicopters swarmed the island. FBI agents, police boats, and the Coast Guard began a desperate search. On Angel Island, over a mile away, they found pieces of the raft and the footprints, a paddle, a life jacket, but no men. Had they drowned in the current, or had they made it out? The FBI, the FBI launched a massive investigation for 17 years. They chased down every lead, every whisper, every sighting. Some experts claimed the men had drowned. The bay was freezing, the current strong, no one could survive that swim, they said. But the Angelini family believed otherwise. They claimed to receive Christmas cards, unsigned but a familiar handwriting. Their mother allegedly received roses on special dates. Mysterious calls came late at night and the hang-ups. In 1975, a photo surfaced in Brazil showing two men believed to be John and Clarence Anglin. Decades later, in 2013, a letter reached the FBI. It read, "My name is John Allen. I escaped from Alcatraz in June 1962. Yes, we all made it that night." Was it real? A hoax? The letter was never verified. The FBI officially closed the case in 1979, but the U.S. Marshals Service never stopped reaching. The escape from Alcatraz remains one of the greatest prison mysteries of all time. Nobody was ever found, no confirmed sightings, no arrest. Frank Morris and the Anglin brothers became legends, immortalized in books, films, and documentaries. Their stories inspired the famous 1979 movie Escape from Alcatraz, starring Clint Eastwood. Alcatraz itself shut down less than a year after the escape. Too costly, too damaged, too humiliated. Today it's a museum, a tourist destination where visitors stare at the very cell where history was made and wonder what happens to the night. Three men, one plane, one impossible escape. Did they drown in the bay's icy grip, or did they disappear into the world free and forgotten? The truth lies somewhere in the fog of the past, buried in the cold silence of the boy.